How would you feel if you turned on the news tomorrow and found out Donald Trump passed away? If he passes tomorrow, this thread will be the subject of one hell of a conspiracy theory. Annoyed that it would dominate the news cycle for several weeks. In the words of Ice Cube, I ain't gonna pop no champagne, but I ain't gonna shed no tears either. Opens Twitter. I have never killed anyone, but I have read some obituary notices with great satisfaction. Clarence Darrow. A bit of relief immediately followed by dread for all the absolutely psycho-babble bullshit the canon nutters would start spewing about it. I would pick Putin to die first. Relieved. I don't wish dead upon people, but there are some people that I won't feel bad about if they left the earth. I want to see him brought to justice for his crimes before he dies. I'd actually be really worried about Ron DeSantis winning the presidency, even more than I already am. The thing about Trump is, as much as he liked the cruelty, it was never really the point. He didn't care what happened so long as it served his ego. With Ron DeSantis, this is a guy who likes watching people get tortured. DeSantis is a true fascist. Whoa, where'd this TV come from? I don't have a TV. Don't threaten me with a good time. Pretty neutral. Maybe I'd look into what happened. But no joy or sadness. I'd make sure it was reported by a credible source, and after confirming that it was true I would go out and buy a bottle of champagne with which to celebrate. Too little too late. His already inspired bigots to be vocal and proud of their status, and those are just the ones that are dumb enough to tell on themselves. Trump is not the cancer, he is a symptom of a much more sinister disease. We have bigger problems. Either way, there would be a huge conspiracy about it. Like, I don't understand how an obese, 70-year-old man with anger issues just dies all of a sudden. Let's storm the Capitol, because it was clearly murder. Do you mean the actor from Home Alone 2? It'd be pretty irrelevant, like his role in that movie. Unfortunately, it has become clear that he is but one head of a hydra, and others are growing to take his place. That said, fuck that guy, he has brought nothing but shame and embarrassment to this nation. Disappointed that it didn't happen in 2015. Laugh in the face of the Trump family as they pull a Westboro Baptist Church move, like when Fred Phelps died and they kindly ask everyone who was looking forward to this day to please be respectful, while you remember the amount of gay people's funerals where Phelps rallied a crowd picketing signs saying God hates fags with a smile on all their dumb faces. I'm not saying people should resort to cruelty, but we certainly don't need to be respectful to one of the worst US presidents who started an insurrection against his own country. Delighted, as it would give me a long weekend. My supervisor and I have an agreement that I have a standing 3-day PTO request that takes effect the day it happens. Bottles will be taken out of storage, and blunts rolled. I normally don't display this level of joy at someone passing, though. Last one was Rush Limbaugh. A little sad that it was so sudden, and not prolonged and painful like his presence in American life has been. Otherwise, though, there will be drinks. I'd feel bad for Biden. How could he possibly host the appropriate ceremonies for Trump? How does Biden address the nation about Trump? It's a no-win situation. Clinton said some nice things for history about Nixon, but this is a whole other ball game. Indifferent. Did Ron DeSantis write this? Honestly, and hear me out before I say this, probably really upset because Trump and his cultists are like the one major thing standing in the way of a DeSantis 2024 victory. Without him around as an opponent, DeSantis is surely gonna win the Republican candidacy, and with rumors of Biden running again, I highly doubt he'd be able to stand against him. Afraid, because you know there are going to be calls for violence against people who are blamed for his death. Even if he died a Macdeath from too many Big Macs, conspiracy theorists would find a way to spin it against liberals, minorities, queer people, Jews, or anyone else they hate. I wish he would have lived to suffer real consequences of his actions. One part thank God and one part, oh, God, the news is never going to shut up about this. Be the same as anyone else I don't personally know. Thirsty. My kidneys would be in full production mode so I could pay my entire respect onto that particular grave. Bummed. I want him to run as an independent, split the Republican vote, bring about the collapse of the party, and then be incarcerated to pay for his shit. None of this sweet relief of death bullshit. I would feel a brief moment of sympathy for all the people who got promoted, bought a house, and otherwise had champagne-worthy events to celebrate, as pretty much every place will be sold out of champagne by 5:00 p.m. Then Ron Deshithead would become the GOP frontrunner. I really don't know which one is worse. I wouldn't feel anything if any politician passed away. If we find this out tomorrow, I'm going to think this thread was very Sue's. I mean, he's 76 and weighs 276, so not exactly the picture of health. He's just one cup of Putin tea from